You have been dressing to disappear, reaching for the beige and the gray every morning so no one really looks at you. And it is quietly costing you your spark at 55. Before we begin, if you believe love and confidence are still yours after 50, subscribe to this channel. We are building that life together. Let me tell you about Margaret. She is 55. Every morning she stands in front of her mirror, warm daylight coming through the bedroom window, and her hand goes straight to the same shapeless gray cardigan. She has worn it for 10 years. It is the one that lets her slip past a room without a single head turning. Soft, safe, forgettable. Her hands hover over the hangers for a moment, and then, of course, the gray. Again. And here's the thing, this was never really about clothes. Open Margaret's closet and you will see it all in one glance. Beige, gray, black. Row after row of quiet, so no one looks twice. But underneath all that safe fabric is a much older belief, and it is a heavy one. It whispers that at 55, you should take up less space, that you should apologize for your body, that the sensible thing now is to fade into the background and let the younger women be seen. And I want to say something to you gently. That belief is a lie. If your closet is full of clothes chosen so no one looks twice, stay with me. This one is for you. Because here is what playing it safe actually does. It feels like protection. It feels like dignity. But every single forgettable outfit is sending a message, and you are the one who hears it first. Every gray morning whispers at the same little instruction. Don't notice me. Don't look. Nothing to see here. And your body listens. Watch what happens to a woman who dresses to vanish. Her shoulders round forwards just a little. Her smile gets smaller, more careful. She stops feeling her own frame. When you dress to disappear, your whole energy shrinks to match the outfit. You cannot wear "please don't look at me" all day and then wonder why you feel invisible by dinner. The clothes are not the cause, but they are the daily agreement. Every morning you quietly sign it again. And Margaret has been signing it for a decade. So she stands there in that gray cardigan, shoulders down, a tired little smile in the mirror. From the outside, she looks fine, put together, appropriate. Nobody would ever guess how much of herself she has folded away to fit inside that safe, sensible silhouette. But I need you to hear this because I think part of you already knows it. You are not too much. You never were. All those years you spent making yourself smaller so you would be easier to overlook. That was never the real you honoring herself. That was fear, dressed up as good taste. So let me ask you the question that changes everything. What actually happens when you stop hiding? What comes back when a woman who has spent years disappearing finally decides to be seen? Because something does come back. And it does not require a whole new wardrobe or money you do not have or trying to look 25. The very first thing that changes is smaller than you think. And it made Margaret stand taller the moment she buttoned it on. Think about what that one color actually did. It did not shrink her waist or take a year off her face. It just made her look up. A warm coral scarf against your throat. A deep teal blouse that catches the light when you turn. The one shade that makes your whole face come alive so a stranger in a shop pauses and says, "You look wonderful today." You know the shade I mean. It is the color you always walk past, the one you tell yourself is too bright, too much, not for a woman your age. And every time you walk past it, you reach for the beige instead. The gray. The safe cardigan that lets the room forget you were ever there. So here is your first small act of courage. This week, choose one color purely because it makes you feel awake, not because it is practical, not because it hides anything, just because it lights something up in you. And when you put it on, notice your shoulders. They drop, they open, You stand a little taller the way Margaret did in that shop window, and something in your chest breathes for the first time in a long while. But color is only the doorway. The second shift is fit. And I want you to hear me clearly on this one, because this is where so many women get it wrong. Honest fit does not mean younger. It does not mean tighter. It means clothes that honor the body you have right now, today, exactly as it is. Clothes that skim instead of swallow you. Clothes that let you move and breathe and feel your own shape without a single word of apology. Because here is what most of us have been doing for years. Hiding. Layering on the tent-like tops, the shapeless dresses, the big cardigan over everything, telling ourselves we are being comfortable when really we are being invisible. We drape fabric over our bodies like we are covering something we are ashamed of. And then one day you try on a dress that simply fits. Not squeezing, not swimming, just fitting. And you catch yourself in the mirror and you feel your own shape again, your own waist, your own softness, and there's no shame in it. Only a quiet little shock of, oh, there I am. I forgot I look like this. That moment changes something, and I want to know if it is stirring something in you too. So tell me in the comments, what is the one item you have been afraid to wear? Is it the red dress still hanging with its tag on? The one you bought for a someday that never came? Is it the bright lipstick sitting untouched on your dresser, saved for an occasion you keep not feeling worthy of? Tell me. Name it out loud right here, because naming it is halfway to wearing it. And if this is landing for you, if any of this is loosening something you have carried too long, subscribe so we can keep doing this together. That is all, just so I can keep showing up for you. Now, color will wake up your face. Honest fit will give you back your shape. And already just picturing it, you can feel a little momentum, can't you? You can see yourself in that coral, in that dress, standing taller in your own mirror. But I have to be honest with you, color and fit were only the doorway. There is one deeper thing underneath all of it, one shift that changes everything, because the deepest shift was never about fabric at all. And it is the reason Margaret finally put on that red dress and walked into a room full of people. Because here is what happens the moment you dress like the vibrant, alive woman you already are. You stop asking permission to exist. You stop shrinking your smile so no one looks too long. You just walk in as yourself and let the room adjust to you instead of the other way around. That is what Margaret did. Same woman who stood in front of her mirror a decade of mornings, reaching past every bright hanger for the safe gray one. This time her hand landed on the red dress and she wore it. Picture her at that birthday. Warm light, a table full of friends, laughter spilling over. And Margaret in the middle of it, laughing freely, taking up space, her shoulders dropped and open the way they never were under that shapeless cardigan. She was not performing. She was not fishing for anyone's eyes. She was simply enjoying her own life out loud. And across the room, a kind man noticed her, not because she tried, because she stopped hiding. He saw a woman who looked completely at home in herself. And that is a rare and beautiful thing to watch. He came over, they talked. And it started quietly, the way real things do, with a woman who finally let herself be seen. So let me say the thing this whole talk has been walking toward. The style shift that makes you feel alive at 55 is not the color, and it is not the fit, lovely as those are. It is simply the courage to be visible. That is it. That is the whole secret. The willingness to be looked at and to like what is looking back. Now, let me be honest with you the way a good friend would. This is not about chasing youth. You do not have to be younger or smaller or trendier. It is not about spending money you don't have. One scarf you love beats a closet full of things you tolerate. And it is not about dressing for anyone's approval. You honor yourself first, always. Because here's the truth about the right kind of man. He is drawn to a woman who stands tall in her own color, in her own shape, in her own light. And a man who only respects you at your smallest, who prefers you quiet and blended into the beige. He was never the right one, sweetheart. Let that be his loss, not your cage. Real style comes from self-worth. It always has. The clothes are just where it becomes visible. When you feel like you matter, you dress like you matter, and the world feels it before you say a single word. So this is your invitation, and I mean it. This week, pick the one thing you've been saving for someday. The red dress still tagged in the closet, the bold lipstick, the shoes that feel a little too alive. Wear it to the grocery store, to coffee, to nowhere special. Then come tell me how it felt. I read those, and I promise you, you are not the only woman finally reaching past the gray. And if these words are landing somewhere tender in you, stay with me here. Subscribe so we keep building this bolder, more alive life together, one honest talk at a time. Get dressed for the woman you are becoming. Not the one who learned to disappear, the one who is waking back up. Stand in front of your mirror tomorrow and choose the color that makes your face come alive. Let your shoulders drop. Let your presence be felt again in the shop, in the park, in that easy stride down a sunny street where you are not apologizing for a single inch of yourself. You have spent long enough dressing to disappear. It is time to be seen. You are not too much. You never were.